Topic of this video is how to describe the weather using some basic phrases in Spanish. First one, ¿Qué tiempo hace? On your vocab list, you'll see what's the weather like. This is how in Spanish you ask what the weather's like. You can't translate it word for word because it doesn't literally mean what is the weather like. It means what weather is being made right now. What is the earth doing? What kind of weather is the earth making? So we say ¿Qué tiempo hace? This tiempo means weather, even though it looks like it means time or something, it means weather. ¿Qué tiempo hace? So I'm going to quickly talk about the four seasons. You probably won't pick up everything I'm saying, but we'll come back to it and see how much you've improved after watching the video once through. You should be able to understand the majority of what I'm saying once you watch it again. La primavera. En la primavera llueve mucho. Hay muchas flores. La primavera es durante los meses de mayo, marzo y abril. El verano. En el verano hace mucho sol. Hace calor también. El otoño es durante los meses de septiembre, octubre y noviembre. Hace fresco, hace viento. El invierno es durante los meses de diciembre, enero y febrero. Nieva mucho en el invierno y hace mucho frío. Like I said, we'll come back to those and see how much you understand after this short presentation. You'll hopefully be surprised at how much more you'll understand. Here's the basic structure about how to describe the weather. We use the word hace to say what the weather is doing. This means to do, so we're saying what the weather does. Is the weather doing something good? Hace buen tiempo? Or is the weather doing something bad? Hace mal tiempo? The way we would normally translate these in English is just by saying it is nice or good weather, it is bad weather. The way to do that in Spanish is simply to say hace buen tiempo. Or if I want to make it even more intense, I could say hace muy buen tiempo. It is very good weather. Or hace muy mal tiempo. It is very bad weather. And then we have these 5 other adjectives down here to go into more detail. So we'll be able to actually describe what the weather is like in the different seasons. Hace sol, hace calor, hace frío, hace fresco, hace viento. And to give it a little more oomph, we could say mucho. Say there's a lot of sun, or there's a lot of heat. So here we go. Hace buen tiempo. Like I said, just means it is good weather, or it's nice out. It's very nice weather. Lots of ways to translate it. The opposite would be hace mal tiempo. It's bad weather. And here we can get more specific. We always use hace to start our sentence, and then we get specific. Hace sol, as in the solar system. Sol is always associated with the sun, so obviously this means it's sunny. You can find that on your vocab list. It's sunny. Make sure that you write hace and sol, because that forms a complete sentence. Hace sol means it is sunny. This guy's swimming because it's really hot outside. Hace calor. It is hot. Hace frío. Hace frío. And in the fall, it's usually kind of cool outside. So to say it is cool, we say hace fresco. Hace fresco. And finally, To say that it's windy, we say hace viento. Hace viento. Here are a couple different ways. This time we're not going to use the word hace. We're going to use está, which means to be. So instead of saying the weather is making sun or the weather is doing nice or making nice weather, we're going to just say it is sunny. Está soleado. Está soleado. Or it is cloudy. Está nublado. Está nublado. Or I could say it is foggy. Hay neblina. Hay neblina. You may have seen this word before. Hay. It just means there is or there are. The one word by itself means there is or there are. So we're literally saying there is fog. I could also use this with the word sol to say there is sun. Hay sol. Or I could say hace sol. Llueve. This is a neat verb because it's just one word, llueve, but it means an entire sentence. It means it's raining. One word just to say it's raining. Llueve. It comes from the verb llover, which we'll see down here at the bottom. Llover means to rain. When we put it in a sentence and conjugate it, we say llueve. If you want to just say rain, like the noun, it's la lluvia, la lluvia. And then over here, nieva. Nieva works the same way. It is one word, but it means it is snowing. It comes from the verb nevar, but when we put it into a sentence, we conjugate it, and it's nieva. Just to say the noun snow, you say la nieve, la nieve. These can get tricky because they all kind of sound the same. Llueve, llover, lluvia, so maybe practice those a couple times. So that gives you a pretty flexible word bank of ways to describe the weather. Now let's go back to the very first slide. See if you can pick up more of what I was talking about when I was describing the seasons. Let's go all the way back. Okay. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Maybe if someone asked me, ¿Qué tiempo hace en la primavera? What's the weather like in the spring? I would say, en la primavera llueve mucho. La primavera es durante los meses de mayo, marzo y abril. Hay muchas flores en la primavera. ¿Qué tiempo hace en el verano? En el verano hace mucho calor. Hay mucho sol también. En el verano no hay escuela. El verano es durante los meses de junio, julio y agosto. En el otoño hace fresco. También hace mucho viento. El otoño es durante los meses de septiembre, noviembre y diciembre. En el verano hace mucho frío. Nieva mucho. El invierno es durante los meses de diciembre, enero y febrero. Hopefully you understood much more of what I was talking about with these seasons now that you've seen how the phrases work. To prepare yourself for a mini quiz tomorrow, all you need to do is make sure you can identify a picture that matches with a weather expression. Let's try a couple right now as an example. See if you can guess which season I'm describing. Hace mucho calor. Hace sol. Hace muy buen tiempo. If you guessed el verano, you're correct. I said it's sunny, it's nice, it's hot. If you can do that, you should be fine for the quiz. Might want to watch the video one more time, practice pronouncing some of these words, and you'll do fine on the quiz. Buena suerte!